Leonard Fournette got cut by the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it was the latest in a string of decisions made in Duval where you couldn't help but wonder if they were trying to win football games this year. Get Calais Campbell the hell out of here. Yannick Ngakoue, get him the hell out of here. By the way, he's willing to take a $6 million pay cut just to get the hell out of here. Jalen Ramsey last year, get the hell out of here. Everybody that they had on their team just 3 years ago that made it to the AFC Championship game against the New England Patriots, in which they had the lead, by the way, in half, and then they end up losing just 3 years ago. The entire team basically oblivious. See you later. Get the hell out of here. We're rebuilding. We just paid a quarterback last year. We're getting him the hell out of a town. We are doing whatever we can do, and it appears to stink is what they're doing. Now, Leonard Fournette, for whatever reason, instead of, they said they tried to trade him, they cut his ass whenever he was just getting, I think, to meet his potential and in a contract year, so probably going to play his best football. He started out hot as a rookie, then he kind of fell off a little bit. Then he took a 3-month trip to Wyoming, smoked a piece by probably, lost like 25 pounds, came back last year, was 31% of their offense, so 1,700 yards or something like that. And now they're like, hey, you saw every other good player, what we did? You're out of here too, pal. You're good at the football. We're getting the hell out of here. So Leonard Fournette then hits the market. And this has not been friendly to the running backs. The market has not been friendly to many people, but to running backs in specific, because next year's running back free agency list is a deep one, and it is very talented. Dalvin Cook tried to get an extension, didn't happen. Alvin Kamara allegedly wasn't showing up at practice to try to get an extension, didn't happen. So now Leonard Fournette hits the market. He's potentially going to get $4.2 million from the Jags, which he is going to fight for or whatever. So if he gets paid less than the $4.2 million, he'll be able to double dip and get both salaries. He finds a couple $1 million deal at the Buccaneers, who already have a stacked offense with the incentives that could go up to $3.5 million, making him make $7.7 million next year. So he gets out of Jacksonville, a team that was trying to stink. Okay, listen to Leonard Fournette's day yesterday. He gets out of Jacksonville. Bucket. Thank God I'm out of here, okay? I'm going to fight for that $4 million. Then he gets to the Bucs, and they're like, all right, this is what we'll do. We'll negotiate a deal for you. We don't have any money in our salary cap. Literally, we don't have any money, but we'll give you everything we got up until like $170,000. That's all they have left in the salary cap. Leonard Fournette's like, cool, just keep it under $4.2 million so I can double dip here and get the money from Jacksonville. They're like, sounds good. $3.5 million that will revolve around playing time and how you do, and then you'll get that 4.2. We're at 7.7. You're playing for a team that's absolutely stacked going to the Super Bowl. It's back to playing meaningful football like you had at LSU. Remember when you were at LSU and you guys went to practice and was like, hey, this fucking means something. We're going to try to win. That's what it's going to be like here. We're trying to go to the Super Bowl, not try to get third in the AFC South. Congratulations, Leonard Fournette. Best day of your life. Maybe Wednesday, September 2nd, a whole new Leonard Fournette, and good for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting an absolute weapon. And if he can play anything like his potential and anywhere it seemed like he was going on a contract year with meaningful practices, meaningful meetings, meaningful games, hey, we're trying to win a Super Bowl here. And that might, by the way, I don't think that's supposed to affect anybody, that you're on a team that stinks. You know, you're a professional, you're getting paid to do it. You should wake up and want to run extra sprints. You should wake up and want to lift more weights, watch more film, run more routes, do everything. You should want to do that because you're a professional football player. I agree, but that's not reality. That's just not reality at all. If you go to a team that stinks and you know they stink and they're trying to stink, especially this year, it's hard to want to go out and do extra work. Now he's going to a team and potentially making more money than he would have made, and a team that cares about potentially winning the Super Bowl and trying to win the Super Bowl. I mean, good day for Leonard Fournette, but they said Rojo is still the guy. Ronald Jones is still the guy in the backfield because Bruce Arians said he had a great year last year, which he probably did. It doesn't matter in this offense. I feel like they're probably going to be rotating them a lot. And boy, this opens up a lot of things for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You think Tom and Gronk walked into BA and Jason Light's office, the GM, yesterday, and were like, hey, we did this thing in New England where we just signed fucking superstar players who got cut for absolutely nothing. And it worked out great for us, and the entire league doesn't know how to do that yet. So if we do that here, that could potentially help us.
Well, I think what Bruce Arians said was, hey Tom, you remember when all the superstar players just went up to New England and played for absolutely fucking nothing in the ring chase? Well, that's us now, baby. That's us now, baby. I mean, we always I've been saying this for a few months. My last appearance on Get Up was months ago, and I was sitting in front of one of those Kim Kardashian social light circle things.
Yep.
I had the cell phone was on there.
Lights.
The boys, good light. What good light, by the way, makes you look good. I understand why people use it. The boys are sitting over there, and we had just got done talking. I think to Clay Matthews the day before, AJ and I, and we had pitched Clay like to going to Tampa or whatever, and he didn't say like, yeah, they're interested or I'm going there. He said, but that would be a cool place to go. And we quickly realized that when people are ring chasing now, they're going to follow Tom Brady where they're trying to ring chase. Whenever you're in a career, you're an established player, you haven't gone to the Super Bowl, maybe you haven't been able to really get going, like Chris Long, for instance, it happened to. You haven't really been able to play meaningful football. Who do you go? Let's go to the best quarterback of all time. It's interesting, right? Because the New England Patriots, they signed Cam Newton for cheap. But that wasn't Cam Newton ring chasing. That was Cam Newton for 86 days not having a job. Now you're getting a lot of vets who are going down to Tampa like, hey, I'll play for, yeah, whatever, dude. What do you want to pay me? About a third of what the other team's going to pay you? Fuck, I already made a lot of money. There's no state tax there.
Brady's in there.
Man, Brady, we're going to win. I mean, it's going to be meaningful football. All right, fuck yeah, I'll do it. But that was always the New England Patriots. Yeah. Now it's Tampa Bay. And Bruce Arians, by the way, I would assume is running a much different operation than Bill Belichick is. Now, will that work? Or will it not work is TBD, but I would assume everybody's enjoying football a lot more than they potentially were up whenever the dynasty was happening for 20 years.
Does it matter? Like we had Lombardi on, and he said that Leonard Fournette really isn't effective unless he has like 22 to 27 carries. Does that not matter because they're not asking him to be like a bell cow? Like he doesn't have to be 30% of their offense this year?
It's just like whenever they're talking about Le'Veon Bell, right, for the Jets. Like Le'Veon Bell, if you give him the ball a lot, like he's going to wear people down, he's going to be fresh, and he's going to figure out ways to kind of his timing, right? But the Jets weren't giving him the ball a lot, and they're only using him at running back. But Le'Veon Bell's weapon is that he was one of the top slot receivers in the NFL too, if he wanted to be. And the Jets hadn't been using him that way. So a lot of people are going. Dan Orlovsky started to, and then Gase actually answered the question yesterday. He was like, "We'll start finding other ways to use Le'Veon Bell." But you got to remember, Le'Veon Bell was not Adam Gase's sign. Adam Gase came in after Le'Veon Bell was broken off and the whole thing. So you have to automatically assume that maybe Gase hates that Le'Veon Bell's on the team and is trying not to do well with him so they don't have to re-sign him and keep him around for a longer time. I don't know. That would be saying that politics matter in football, and they do immensely. But when it comes to Leonard Fournette, he was also good out of the backfield. So if he has that mindset where, hey, we're probably going to rotate here, right? Because Bruce Arians loves Ronald Jones. When they signed LaShawn McCoy, he said, Rojo's our guy. They signed Leonard Fournette, who was a stud last year for the Jacksonville Jaguars, even though they're on a team that didn't matter. Hey, Rojo's still our guy. So Rojo, I think we probably should have paid attention to a little bit more last year, but it was tough because the only reason you're watching Tampa Bay Buccaneers games because it's like, hey, Jameis Winston's going to win a game for the Bucs and potentially win a game for the other fucking team too. I mean, this is worth watching. So I think Leonard Fournette will be able to adjust, and he can catch the ball, and he can run well. And in a dump down type offense that is probably going to be run there because everything's deep and then check down, I mean, he's going to have a big time. And if they have more bodies back there, and BA alluded to this yesterday, running back is a position where the more good ones you have, the better. That is just going to be, they have the chance now to run like a Kansas City Chiefs type offense.